All right, come to order. The May 8th, 2025 meeting of the Nuisance Abatement Board is now in session. Detective, you'll lead us in the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Reporter, can you call the roll?
Second. Chairman, Vice Chair Lindsay.
Here.
Mr. Kemper.
Here.
Mr. Smith.
Here.
Mr. Deckerman.
Present.
And Chair Slotnick. We do have a call.
Everyone here that's going to testify is signed in. Fantastic. All right, everyone will please stand to raise your right hand. I'll swear or affirm to tell the truth.
Yes.
I believe the minutes were circulated to everyone from last month, so everyone had an opportunity to review.
Motion to accept. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
All right, let's go ahead and get started with case number 240703, 2656 East Oakland Park Boulevard. Active.
Star America, 13 calls over the past 30 days. Several police service calls, which we looked most of them up and they were park checks or police business checks. They were there. I know we had that action plan that the street behind you, 30th place, and your business, which was good. They got 2 arrests during that thing on the property, which was good. You know, that's fine. Just shows people that, hey, you can't go hang on the property anymore, which is good. Usually you have lower calls, but when I chalk that up, it's most of my police service calls, which means the cops are being proactive and going out there, pulling case numbers for that business. So, like I said, 2 arrests. That's it. Store remains in compliance. You see the picture, very clean. Everything's super status quo, so we're happy still. Other than that, you guys returned for June's meeting. That's been good, man.
Thanks.
Very good.
Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
You guys help us a lot because now a lot of people they are not paying for what they are because the officer is coming every time. Nobody paying now.
Make sure people are leaving. Yep. No, like I said, same thing. You have something, you call us.
We get better customer right now.
Better.
Good.
Good. Excellent.
Thank you so much.
Yep. No, thank you.
Anything?
You guys done a great job.
Great. See you June 12th.
Sure.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
And take care.
All right, and then you want to go out of order, detective?
We're skipping. We'll go right to Nuisance.
All right, we'll go to next one, case number 24-10-05, 1708 Northwest 6th Street. Detective.
Very good. 2 calls over the past 30 days. Very good. One was disturbance with no information. The cops must went there and the guy was gone. And the other was the one we talked about, the guy in the apartment.
Yeah. My brother told me you had to like somewhere else.
Yeah, so an incident happened. A guy, they used that address, didn't happen on the address. The mother of some kids that was ex-husband, was left the apartment complex already, lived somewhere else, but his kids still live there with the mother. He was taking care of some bullying situation. Supposed to he pulled a gun on some little kids to like tell them, hey, leave my kids alone. Didn't happen on a property, had really nothing to do. So that was the only other incident that happened. That case number was pulled for that property. And It didn't even happen there. So everything else is great. Property remains clean and in compliance, and we'll see you in June. Yeah, thank you.
Anything else from the board on that one? No. Great. Thank you, June 12th.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate it, sir.
Oh, see you, bud.
Bye-bye. I'll be open it.
All right, next up, we'll go with case number 25-01-02, 821 Northwest 6th Street. Detective.
I have nothing. 0 calls. We're super happy with the property. been great communication, and I really can't say we talked. I really can't say we took any like effort in it. He cleaned the place up pretty much. Him and the store. It looks great. We got an attaboy from our chief and from one of the majors. Said the store looks great. They haven't seen it like that in forever. So I'm lost for words from what it was to what it is now. Is awesome.
Yeah.
You did a great job, Sean. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great, we appreciate it.
That's the business.
No, awesome. Like I said, everybody I talked to was like, wow. So I'm super happy with that business, man. Thank you, Sean. Great job. See you in June.
Thanks, sir. June 12th. Appreciate it.
So, Pantera's said they didn't know there was a meeting, Joyce. And it's too late right now for them to come. So they're not gonna be here. They
Let's go
know,
ahead and have you give us a status report, I guess, on it. And then we'll
Yeah,
figure out what
do
to
that.
after that.
and it's one of the only properties that I wanted to talk about.
All right, well, then let's call case number 24-08-04, 800 Northwest 10 Terrace. Detective?
On the plus, no calls. That store rarely does have calls. It's such a local store in which all local people go there, so they take care of like stuff themselves. So we never really don't get any calls. They did a great job of communication. They blocked off all the front. They actually put also ropes up there so nobody can park there, which was great. I know they're having a little problem with business owner and property owner. Obviously, things fall back on the property owner.
Sure.
Business owner, like one thing that I brought up last time is, and it's still continuing. When we watch the cameras, there's still continually people park in the handicap stop. They rip up. They're not handicapped. I don't want to say that. I can't say that. They're not handicapped, but people get out and walk straight in the store. They don't park it. They just block the whole thing up, or they come there and they sit and talk for 20 minutes. I wanted them to try to enforce that. You know, we have people that are actually handicapped that want to come there and can't even park when it's there. The other thing is the trespass that we saw. Joyce, we saw the same guy for 3 days in a row. He was there all day, and it appeared that he was meeting people around the corner, come right back, stuff in his pocket. So this is what I wanted. The one property that I had something to say to the store owner. I know they don't get along, so I know the store owner always says, had the property owner do it, and property owner is like, hey, can you do something? I'm like, ultimately it falls back to the property owner. So that guy was there for 3 days.
Trespasser there.
Yeah. And finally I called myself the store owner. I'm like, listen, can you get this guy out? He's been in for 3 days. And he even said to me, he goes, I told him to leave. He keeps coming back. For me, I try to get motors out there to do that. They're all over the city doing traffic stuff. And that is not 24/7 somebody parked there. So if they drive by and there's nobody there, they're not going to turn around and go like this up the block 100 times. So doing that, it's going to help sooner or later. But trespassing, I told them, like every other store, call the police.
They have no trespassing signs posted, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Call the police. And with them, it's kind of like they want to stay on everybody's good side there, so they don't want to call police. And I explained to them, hey, you call anonymous. You can do many things. So they're not out of compliance. There's certain little things I want to work on. I mean, but on one hand, they've done a great job. You know, they blocked that off several times. I've told them they keep making it better and better, so people can't park up front. So
It's there. I-95 into the express lane. It's the barriers, but fire truck or some kid right. Are those available?
So right now, and they're pushing it because I told them to do that. Code doesn't want that. So I talked to Code myself. I said, listen, they're on nuisance abatement. This is something that needs to be done at that property. And the little things they started with, the cars would just knock them over or go right through them. I said it needs to be a little more like pronounced blockage out there. So they did that, and I said, hey, what they said is, hey, they bring the buckets in at night. I'm good with that. As long as it's not out all day. They haven't touched it. I'm 99% sure it stays out all night. Code hasn't got back on them, so as of right now, it is what it is. It's flowing. So like I said, nobody parks there, which is great. The only little complaint I have is a little more aggressive on the trespass call. You have no calls, which you have no calls for service, which means nobody's placed a call on anybody there.
And you've spoken directly with the shop owner as well. That's
I've
the
talked to both of
business
them.
owner.
I mean, been in communication with all of them. And he always says, tell the property owner, and I'm like, I get it, but you guys need to work together on this. Yeah, nobody's asking you to do anything crazy. Just call anonymously that, hey, there's a guy on my property, won't leave. So they want to stay so good in the local people's.
What can we do? Fine.
So that was my
Yeah, yeah. Then they have to call and say, I'm calling you, you get- I got fine.
but that would put it back on, honestly, in the big picture, the property owner. And he's not there all the time. That's what you have store owners that's supposed to take care of it when you're there. And I know
The owner, I mean,
the property owner's got to have the cameras in.
that's
you know-
probably the community now, too many absentee property owners.
Yeah.
To point the finger at the business.
I agree.
and bring them to-
Then he's not, something that we can do is maybe make the store give the property owner access to the cameras. So we can watch them. If somebody's there, he can
Remote
call.
access.
He can call. He sees on a camera trespasser, he can call. The handicap spot, calling on that is
Yeah.
because they really are there for 5 minutes. And if it's not an emergency call, the police department, it's not make it an urgency. It's not up on the urgency list. They're not coming in a minute. They're coming 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sometimes 10 minutes, and the guy's gone. So more for me, I had motors. I'm like, hey, just go out there, do some more drive-bys. You're gonna catch one sooner or later. Maybe make an example. So
Do we happen to know if the nuisance report, I know they have to have the no trespassing signs posted. but
Yeah.
Do they currently have an obligation to notify us of trespassers, or do we need to explicitly put that in order to be able to find them? For,
notify
for
us?
compliance.
no, nothing to notify us.
Okay,
Just they're on their duties to keep them off the property, whatever they need to do, and that's how we start with, hey, well, I'll leave it on you. If you can't do it, then we suggest security. You know, I try not, obviously not to cost the properties anymore, any excessive money, whether security or a police detail. So for now, it's on them.
and we
You know?
need to defer until dawn, I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't know whether or not we can start instituting fines now for technical non-compliance, or if we need to amend what they need to do while under our jurisdiction.
Right.
And then if they don't, then fine for non-compliance.
Compliance, non-compliance, this month.
I kind of want to talk to them.
And non-compliance.
I kind of want to give them. I mean, I talked to them, but I kind of want to bring it out to them first before I start hammering them. I mean, but that's ultimately up to you guys. You know.
But I'm trying to just give you a stick and give the property owner a stick.
Yeah.
To use on the store, because right now, we're just talking, the property owner says, okay, store event owner, store.
Yeah.
You guys do it or whatever, but there's a difference. You know what I mean? Like, with me, my music was loud, once the city started saying.
With a little fire, yeah.
$1,000, the music is loud at the 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what? Even when I'm in Tallahassee, I call them, my manager brings in that damn speaker.
Done. I agree.
Because there's a spectrum of parking out there. So if the property owner is now looking at fine, every time we come by there, we got these trespassing, we're gonna fine you $100. Maybe he can put a stick onto the.
Well, that's what I told him. I said, listen, I'm not here to make men's meet between you two. I said, that's on you guys. If he doesn't do it, obviously you got to take, a more aggressive stance on it. And so the store owner's brother used to own the store on 19 and 31st. Remember that store?
Mhm.
The people who ran the store didn't do anything. He did everything. So I'm guessing he told his brother, hey, it's really not you. Let the store owner do it. So we could though, and then he's going to have to go ahead and get the cameras, start calling police on himself, or calling police himself when he sees the cameras, somebody out there. But for the most part, it's a lot better. It is. That store was really bad, which they are working with me big time, doing all that. But the one, just like that car, you see the car, that's That's ridiculous, the way it's backed in sideways, and that's what happens. You know,
The Tim Terrace is the back street.
it's,
And the Tim Terrace is, there's conversation about Tim Terrace. We don't handle them, but what can we do?
that whole block needs it cleaned up, and I hate to say, right across the street is the Greens, and they have all the way to the street. They don't want to put a fence all the way to the street because they know those guys are gonna go and cut it up because all they do is sit there all day. Go and Joyce, another picture, you have the other side of the street. Because right now, they all used to be at that store. Right now, they're overseeing, see that tree where the trees are? That's actually chill right there. There's usually probably 20 people sitting there doing all day. So they're not on the store anymore, which is the plus. But it's just, I don't know if it's worth complaining for a couple guys. Should it be my thing? I don't know. But the handicap spot really hurts me because there's actually people that probably want to park there that can't once in a while just because people are lazy. And I made them do 10 spots on the side. You can't go park right there. So I said to them, you got to leave the register, watching the cameras. When you see somebody pull in there and they walk right in, tell them, no, go move the car before I serve you anything, or you're allowed to buy anything.
What can we do?
I know in the past, we've found properties out of compliance, well, deferring on any sort of assessment of a fine to basically de facto give them a backdoor opportunity to cure. And then we can always determine a de minimis fine or withholding of the fine. But I don't think we can, right, and I don't think we can start issuing fines until we find them in non-compliance.
Who's calling the police for the handicap spot?
Nobody.
Nobody.
No, they have 0 calls. They're not calling for anything.
Oh, but they're supposed to be.
No, it's that store really. They police themselves. It's a local good store, and nothing happens there. They just take whatever it is. I mean,
So, but when you go by and you take a picture of this guy standing on the corner, you can't call the police and say
we
there's a
took that
traffic
from our camera. We took that from our office camera. We have cameras.
Camera.
Yeah.
Well, that's.
But
our-
I mean, I think you guys agree that's not my job.
No,
You're under this abatement,
I know.
you know?
no, of course.
and I told them that. I said, call police. That's what people do. Every store owner here, if there's a problem, they call police. That's what you're there to do. That's what the cops get paid for. Call the police. If you have 20 calls and they're all trespassers that you're calling, I'm happy with that. I'm nothing wrong with that. It shows that you're taking initiative and doing what we're telling you to do.
We have calls with services. The only thing we have is these pictures and some of them are dates. I don't know if that-
See, the thing is, I don't know if the handicap is really putting them out of compliance.
The thing is, if we don't do anything, then they don't do it.
Right.
So we got to do something. I understand this. We don't want to, hammer them down.
Right.
But if we just don't do nothing, if they do nothing, they never call. I mean, sometimes you have to call in your office.
There's plenty of stores. We take pictures and they send pictures. People aren't parking in the handicap. That's the only store that they come in and rip in there in that spot. So it's not a problem anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's why I figure it's not hard to fix if you put a little effort in it. But it has to be the store owner. If not, then the property owner has to really take it by the reins and do it himself.
So we non-compliance.
So I don't know. We got to ask is it's not really on the. I don't know if the handicap's gonna put them out of compliance. Trespass would do, but it's not a problem, so I don't want to hammer that, here and there. But so we got to find out. Yeah, I don't know if I can police a trespass. I don't know if I can police a handicap spot.
My thoughts are saying you need to give the property owner a hammer or something. Right now, the property owner is
It's exactly what they're doing right now.
Right. And at the end of the day, the property owner is the one who's gonna be.
Yeah.
hooked.
And I tried telling them, I
They'll
said,
have to work out whatever they have to work out.
Well, he would ask him, hey, can you talk to, the store owner? I said, I'll talk to him, but it doesn't mean anything. You guys
Right,
talk.
we're not the intermediary.
Yeah. Right, so. Do you wanna wait next week for Don and see more? I don't know how it.
Be able to be part of that of the store.
Yeah, he didn't know, he was gonna come, but he didn't know. He said exactly if we need him.
Well, I would say.
Your take.
Don't they already have to give
I can put him on speaker.
access to the cameras to the police department anyways? So we'll be adding the property owner.
And they have good cameras. That place has a bunch.
Just say that I would consider consulting on start finding the property, get trespassing. So I'm saying we consider, it's not the same
Right.
right now. So now you can go back and say, hey, the board's gonna start handling.
Right.
So I think that we consider at the next meeting, finding per trespass at the street.
I call and say, can you take a phone call? I'm asking. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, like you mentioned before, we're not here to hammer because they are doing stuff. They're not like just sitting back pulling their fingers. They're doing stuff. But maybe a little more effort on the things that Nuisance Abatement really goes after is the trespassers and like the handicap spot. I don't know. I guess that's gonna be a Don question. I don't know.
So your motion's presently
So we
pending.
consider at the next meeting, finding per trespass. Going forward. But consider that at the next meeting.
Any second?
But we would, wait, so how are we gonna, but we would know that people are trespassing by looking at the cameras? That's how we would know it?
Yeah, I mean we watch the cameras a lot. We see.
Okay,
This was actually a specific thing. Like the guy was there for 3 days in a row. Now, why is that? I mean, he also told me that he's told the guy to leave and he's not leaving. So which what I say to him is, why don't you call the cops? If a guy doesn't leave, that's on you. Why? Why'd you call the cops?
so you saw that on the camera?
We saw him, what, with 3 days in a row, same
Okay.
guy,
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
you know?
I second the motion.
They have to come to some kind of agreement to work together, or then property owner takes over and does everything. He didn't answer the phone, so I don't know.
So, Madam Reporter.
Okay, so, all those in favor,
Hi.
any opposed? One opposed. So moved. Motion passes.
So we talk and come to a conclusion next meeting.
Yeah.
Do people even try to park at your place during that? That's what I'm saying, so it's.
Objecting or?
Exactly.
Checking that the property
I know.
owner.
You know what I'm saying?
is not here
Exactly,
in person, that's why I'm objection. Otherwise.
but that's the whole thing is to
But I
keep
guess-
yourself from going,
He just wants to put something,
Out there, I
that
understand,
you could give him a little ammunition to.
right, right, but still, I think they should be good for it, directly from us.
next week's gonna be a little longer. We got at least 1 or 2 new properties, so.
Okay.
Next month.
I voted against it because the representatives aren't.
All right. Anything else for the board? Any other discussion points or anything?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you all.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.